Travis Scott has been cooking up. We've got 3 different collaborations coming soon. Jordan Brand's new release calendar is looking pretty insane, and Nike has just been hit with a pretty big lawsuit for lying. But before we jump into the upcoming stuff, let's do a little release recap real quick, starting with, of course, the Spider-Man Jordan 1s. Now listen, I feel like I'm not the only one who thought that picking up a pair of these things for retail was going to be a walk in the park, but I went for them on release day and took an L. I think Nike's new strategy of pushing out exclusive access and doing shock drops just diminishes the stock that they actually have. So when it comes to the main release, there's not that many pairs. Let me know if you managed to get them or did you just pass on them. Did anybody go for the Drake snakeskin shoes? The Clot Fragment Nike Dunk Low actually dropped on May the 19th, but I really haven't heard much about it. I haven't heard anybody talk about this release, and I think that's because it was exclusive to the Juice store. The Craft Jordan 5s also dropped, and I actually picked a pair up. I think it's a really solid pair. I love the material. I love the colorway. It's perfect for the summertime. Let me know if you grabbed a pair. I do believe that they actually did sell out on the Nike sneakers app. However, I do believe that some retailers do have pairs still in stock. All right, let's get into this upcoming news. We're going to start off with 2 new Kobe sneakers that we've got coming in the near future. This is the Nike Kobe 8 Protro Radiant Emerald, rumored for a spring 2024 release. This image right here, even though it is relatively convincing, it's not an early pair or anything like that. This is just a mock-up. The actual color blocking of this shoe has not been confirmed. We're also getting a court purple colorway again for the same time frame, so at least we know of 2 Kobe sneakers, Kobe 8s, that are going to be dropping next year. Sticking with basketball sneakers, Ja Morant's Nike collaboration has actually been removed from the Nike app. This is obviously because of the controversy that Ja Morant is involved in. Now, the confusing thing about this story is the fact that his other colorway that's going to be dropping, the Hunger colorway, is still showing up on the Nike sneakers app, ready for a release on May the 25th. So I'm not entirely sure whether they're actually going to release that pair or whether they'll pull it, but it's still up there and it seems like it's still going to release. Now, we've also got the first look at an upcoming basketball sneaker that I thought looked pretty cool. It's actually with Adidas and Anthony Edwards. So if we take a look at this one, it's just a very early kind of blurry image, but I think this one looks pretty sick. And knowing Adidas, they usually go with the kind of more futuristic route, and this one definitely has that futuristic DNA. The ankle area looks very familiar to what they're doing with Fear of God. We don't have any release information on this pair of shoes, but I think it looks pretty cool, and it'll be interesting to see what Adidas can do with future basketball sneakers. All right, let's take a look at the brand new Jordan 2024 spring release calendar, because there is some very questionable and also some bangers in there, so let's jump straight in. Let's start with the one that we all kind of know of, and that is the Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined. They're just kind of reiterating that this pair of sneakers is going to be dropping March 2024. It's going to have the premium tooling and of course the leather upper, which some people are still undecided on. We've got 2 new Jordan 1s, one of them being the Dusted Clay colorway, and then we've got a white metallic gold and gum colorway. If it's just solid white like this colorway, it's pretty boring. We've got an Air Jordan 3 Craft Ivory. We've got a Jordan 14 SE Flint Gray and a very familiar looking Air Jordan 2. I mean, if you missed out on the Chicagos. The Air Jordan 3 Navy Cement. I think Jordan 3s are definitely going to be a focus point for Jordan Brand in terms of releasing new colorways. We've also got 2 other Jordan 2 lows, the white Sandrift colorway and an all over black and gold colorway. Jordan Brand really went in hard on the Jordan 2, and Lord knows they're probably going to sit on shelves. Of course, the Air Jordan 4 Military Blue is going to be coming next year. This is something that a lot of people are excited about. It's not going to be part of the Reimagined series, so they're not changing anything up. It's going to be true to the original. We've got the Air Jordan 17 Low Lightning colorway returning with the Air Jordan 14 Low Mineral Teal. Air Jordan 1 High Yellow Ochre, which I mean, listen, if the taxis can't sell out, I don't think these are going to sell out either. Air Jordan 13 Yellow Ochre as well, another yellow colorway. And this one, which I thought was very interesting, the Air Jordan 1 High Reverse Panda. Jordan Brand really sticking to their guns with these Panda iterations. I believe we only get one 85 colorway every year, so this year it was the black and white, last year was the Georgetowns, the year before that was the neutral grays. Well, in 2024 it's going to be the metallic burgundy. Lucky Green 5s, Yellow Ochre 6s, and then this one, which looks very interesting, a women's exclusive Air Jordan 4 Sail is also going to be dropping. Now, this image here looks pretty much identical to the off-white Air Jordan 4. If they did do that, those things would sell out instantly. Either way, this is the mock-up based on the color code, so who knows? We'll have to wait and see. The Air Jordan 1 High OG Craft Sea Glass, which looks like it's going to be covered in suede material. Air Jordan 1 Low 85 Metallic Blue is also also going to be coming, so I guess we're getting more than just one 85 cut. Air Jordan 2/3 will debut next year, so this is literally a mixture of an Air Jordan 2 and an Air Jordan 3 in a low cut. We've got two OGs coming back, the Air Jordan 5 Olive and the Air Jordan 9 Powder Blue. Now, one pair of shoes that's not on this list, part of the Reimagined series, which I wanted to kind of update you guys on, the Air Jordan 1 High Royal Reimagined, which we all thought would be basically true to the originals with a slight vintage treatment. It's gonna be all over suede. That's right, and usually I don't really have any issues with suede. In fact, I feel like it could be really, really good on some sneakers, but I just don't know how I'm feeling about these. All over suede on the royal colorway. I would have much preferred if they just did it like the normal one and then vintaged it out like the Chicago's. We also have a release date for this pair, November the 4th, 2023. So again, we can expect this pair of shoes towards the end of the year, and yeah, they're gonna be all over suede. All right, this next one is actually pretty sad. So we know the Jarritos Nike SB Dunk Low released, and there was a few people that managed to get some W's on that pair. I mean, I don't know who these people are, but apparently that exists. But unfortunately, people have been getting their orders canceled, like quite a lot of people. So if you take a look, we've got a bunch of kind of a collection of screenshots of people who have received notifications from Nike saying that, no, we're not sending you this pair of sneakers. Getting your sneaker canceled is worse than just getting an L. It's like dangling them right in front of your face, and as soon as you go out to reach for them, Nike pulls it back. Canceled. Another order here, canceled. And there's a lot of people that are all saying the exact same thing. Like, this thing goes on for a long time. Another cancellation. This is crazy, and I think it would be so painful on this pair of shoes because the resale price on these has already started going up, because this is definitely a savage thing to happen. And if this happened to any of you guys, let me know down in the comment section. Oh, we have a super clean colorway on the 990 V6 from New Balance. So take a look at this one here. It's all over cream and white, looking perfect for the summertime. But this one is definitely going to be a favorite for me personally. Now, currently we don't have any release information for this pair of sneakers. I assume it's going to drop here in 2023. We've got some fresh new detailed looks at the Crenshaw Skate Club Nike SB Dunk Low, and you can really get a good idea on the materials being used for this sneaker now that we have these up close images. Like, I never knew that the Nike swoosh was going to kind of be this cracked leather material that Nike has been loving using. The base material is all over suede, so you can see the toe box is suede, the medial natural panels, as well as the back. I think the outsoles, the underneath of them, look super clean. You've got the very nice light blue to mimic the sky. Either way, we don't have any updates on the release date for this pair of shoes. It should drop at some point this year, but again, no exact month. We've got some brand new looks at the Air Jordan 1 Low OG UNC to Chicago. This pair right here, these are going to be dropping on the 26th of July, I believe, so we can have a good look at them. They're looking pretty crispy. I gotta be honest, that leather is not looking bad by any means. These are almost official images, or at least images from a retailer, because they're very detailed, very clean. Either way, just wanted to show you these and obviously remind you of the release date, which again is July the 26th. All right, we got some brand new leaks from Adidas and Fear of God. So we know that their footwear is going to be coming right around the corner, I believe, this year. Let me show you this latest one. This is the basketball sneaker that's going to be releasing in an all over kind of lemonish cream color. You can see all of the details. You've got two lacing styles to it. So you've got a little lace toggle over here, and then obviously traditional laces. It's got the inserts, it's got the box, it's got everything ready to go. So this does look like a pretty finalized sample. These are two, I think, rivalry lows and highs from Adidas, or at least they look very similar. This looks like a lot more Adidas than Fear of God, if you ask me. Like, the other ones kind of look like a lot of Fear of God influence into the sneaker, although it does look like it's going to be very solid materials. Like, that leather looks very nice. Personally, I'm very excited to finally see these sneakers release from Fear of God and Adidas. I think it'll be a refreshing new take on different Adidas models, but at the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see, because we don't have any specific release details for these. We just know that I think some models are going to be dropping this year. Now, sticking with Adidas, I will just mention this very briefly, because I actually made a video on all of the details yesterday, and that of course is the fact that Adidas is going to be dropping Yeezys again. So they officially announced it, and they have this image on their Adidas website, and it basically says they are available from June the 1st on the Adidas Confirmed app. So again, if you want all the details on how they're going to release these sneakers, if there's going to be any more than just the ones that you see, and what else could Adidas drop, well, I include that all in yesterday's video, so be sure to go and check that out. I'll leave it over here or down down in the description. We also have official images at one of those Yeezys that are going to be dropping on June the 1st, and that is the Carbon Beluga Yeezy 350. So this is it right here, and you can see a lot of the details. In fact, this image looks a little bit more brown than black, which is what we were kind of expecting. So yeah, we're going to be getting a lot of these Yeezys that Adidas has been sat just kind of twiddling their thumbs, thinking and considering what they're going to do with all of them. They're dropping them, and this is going to be one of the first sneakers that drops. All right, let's get into this Travis Scott news, because my man has been hustling in the background. So we know that the final Travis Scott Jordan collaboration was that olive low, and we also saw Travis Scott wearing this pair of sneakers right here, which was a Nike Mac Attack with a reverse swoosh. I think a lot of people were a little bit disappointed because the only change up to this sneaker, it seems like, is the reverse swoop. Well, we've got some new information, and it turns out Travis Scott is working on a bunch of other sneakers, and it looks like a Travis Scott Jordan 3 is going to drop at the end of this year or early 2024, so it's right around the corner. And like I said, Jordan Brand is leaning very heavily on the Jordan 3 model, or at least they're going to be doing a lot more collaborations. They're releasing a lot of solid GR colorways, and this just really makes a lot of sense. We've got the J Balvin Jordan 3 coming up real soon. Now, this is a mock-up of what the sneaker could look like, and I mean, I could see it happening, but I do think it'll be a bit different to what we're seeing here. I really don't know if they're gonna add a Nike swoosh to the side of it, but who knows. This Jordan 3 is not the only one, because it's also been rumored that we're going to get another Travis Scott Nike SB Dunk. Now, we don't know whether it's going to be a Dunk Low or a Dunk High, but yeah, it seems like Travis Scott is working on a bunch of different shoes. Now, we don't have any images of what this pair of Dunks looks like. All we have is this image here, and it's still just a rumor, so we're not completely guaranteed that this is actually going to happen. Travis Scott is kind of setting up to release his new Utopia album right around the corner, and in preparation for this new Travis Scott album, he actually created a friends and family kind of I guess different version of the olive Jordan 1 Low. So you can see it has the Utopia logo on the back, as well as, I don't even know what this image is here, but it looks to be just kind of printed on the back. I imagine there's hardly any pairs that actually exist. You can see there's a Utopia print on the top of the box. Maybe there'll be a little restock with his album with this pair of sneakers, who knows. Final story for today, the big one, the Nike lawsuit, and this one is pretty wild. So the headline reads, Nike accused of false sustainability claims in new class action lawsuit. So back in 2019, Nike pushed very heavily and launched their new Move to Zero program. This is when they kind of released all of those space hippie sneakers, and at the time that was seemingly extremely innovative, and I think a lot of the products that they released from there got a little bit more and more underwhelming. Like, they started removing a lot of things from their boxes. They started shipping a lot of their shoes in single boxes, so they literally just took a shoe box and slapped a shipping label on it and sent it out to people. We kind of accepted that because we're saving the planet, right? The lawsuit filed by Maria Guadalupe Ellis accuses Nike of misleading consumers by promoting its products as environmentally friendly while failing to actually live up to the sustainable standards. Here's the really interesting part. Nike is being accused of greenwashing. According to the class action, the lawsuit claims that of the 2,452 sustainable products that Nike offers, only 239 were made with recycled materials. Plaintiff claims that Nike has not taken any serious measures to remedy the environmental impact of its manufacturing and supply chain operations. So if this lawsuit has any weight, I think this could be a very, very bad look from Nike. I think a lot of people have a very negative connotation with how Nike manufactures their stuff in general. They normally associate it to sweatshops in China. The original article is on fashion law, and I definitely recommend giving it a read. I think it's very, very interesting, at least for me personally, so I thought I wanted to share that with you guys. So guys, that rounds it up for this week's news. If you guys want to get prepared for all of those Yeezy sneakers that are right around the corner, here's everything you need to know in that video right there.